This video will be about the topic of chemical change. If you're from Gas City, you're definitely no stranger to these. Communities often use fireworks to celebrate important occasions, such as Gas City's awesome 4th of July fireworks display. Best around. Fireworks certainly can create awesome sights and sounds. Do you know what causes the brilliant lights, the beautiful colors, and the loud booms of the fireworks display? The answer is actually chemical changes. So, what is a chemical change? A chemical change occurs whenever matter changes into an entirely different substance with different chemical properties. A chemical change is also sometimes called a chemical reaction. Many complex chemical changes occur to produce the explosions of fireworks. An example of a simpler chemical change is the burning of methane, or the burning of anything, really. Methane, specifically, is the main component in natural gas, which is where Gas City got its name from. Natural gas is burned in many home furnaces. During the burning, methane combines with oxygen in the air to produce an entirely different compound or chemical substances. Included are gases carbon dioxide and even water vapor. You can actually watch some very colorful chemical changes occurring in this video attached below. Now let's look at how to identify chemical changes. Most chemical changes are not as dramatic as exploding fireworks. So how can you tell whether a chemical change has occurred? Well, there are usually clues. You just need to know what to look for. A chemical change has probably occurred if bubbles are released, if there's a change of color, if an odor is produced. Some other clues can include like a release of heat, light, or even loud sounds. Examples of chemical changes that produce these clues are shown in this figure. Okay, so question time. In addition to iron rusting, what is another example of matter changing color? Think about that. Do you think that color change is a sign that a new chemical substance has been produced? Or is it just something random? Well, the answer you can think of for another example of matter changing color would be a penny changing from the reddish brown or copper color to greenish as it becomes tarnished, or as it gains what's called patina. The color change indicates that a new chemical substance has been produced. Another example would be like when bananas go from yellow or green to yellow and then yellow to black as they ripen and then rotten. Question number 2. Besides food spoiling, what is another change that produces an odor? And is this a chemical change? Think about it. Well, one possible answer would be like when wood burns. It produces that smoky odor. I personally love it. Love the smell of a campfire. Love that smell. So burning is a chemical change, and that smell is a clue that a change has happened. Let's look at a third question. Which signs of chemical change do fireworks produce? Most of you are from our area, so this should be pretty easy. Okay, so the answer, fireworks produce heat, light, and loud sounds. So you don't want to light a firework too close to you because they can burn you. I've been burned by fireworks. It's not fun. We do tend to I enjoy the loud sounds and the bright, pretty colors and lights that fireworks give off. I think they're fun. So these are all signs of a chemical change. You can also look at this website, check this out, to learn how fireworks produce these signs of chemical change and learn a little bit more about how fireworks work. So now we want to look at, can a chemical change be reversed? Well, the answer is not very simple. It's more like a sometimes. It's not really yes or no. Because chemical changes produce new substances, they can often not be undone. For example, you can't change ashes from a bunch of logs that burned in a campfire back into wood. They're, you can't do it. It just doesn't work that way. Some chemical changes can be reversed, though, but only by another chemical change. For example, to undo the tarnish on silver, you can clean them with a product called Tarnex, and it reverses that chemical reaction that happened in the first place. You could also undo the patina coating on copper pennies if you place them in vinegar. The acid in the vinegar will combine with the copper oxide and remove that. This changes it back to the copper shiny color that we know and love. Feel free to try that at home. Summarization time. Okay, to summarize the important parts of this lesson. A chemical change occurs whenever matter changes into an entirely different substance with different chemical properties. Burning is an example of a chemical change. Signs of a chemical change include the release of bubbles, a change of color, production of odor, releasing of heat or light, and even the production of sound. Because chemical changes result in different substances, they often cannot be undone. Some chemical changes can be reversed, but only by other chemical changes.